we started the marriage class, I had started thinking about what life would be like without my husband.
I don't want to say that it was kind of like a last-ditch effort, but as she was, I was kind of like considering and wondering what life would be without her, and just having visitation with my kids. Very volatile, very dark, very unhappy.
The difference between this marriage class, Dynamic Marriage, and the two other marriage classes, conferences we went to was, this one was more of us bringing and talking about our marriage and learning about one another through concepts that they were sharing, rather than us just sitting and watching the concepts and hearing about the concepts.
Or two other couples that were in there engaged, I take my hat off to them, because that was probably hard for them, because like I said, we only been married for a couple of years, and I felt like this is going to be too much for us, and for them not even to be married and go through that. I was like, maybe this would have been pretty neat for us to do before we were actually married, because that's when we had the biggest problems. We're in our first 6 months to a year being married.
I don't think we knew what was so important to each other. Like in the class it talked about emotional needs, and there was 9 different needs, and when I guessed what his was, I was completely wrong.
I think every guy's fear is, going in there and talking about your feelings or something along those lines. It's a marriage class, of course feelings are going to come in, but you know what? It's, as a guy, you just go in there and you be honest.
I think one of the advantages of taking the class with these other couples is the first day that we all met, everybody was strangers to us. All the other couples were, we didn't know anybody. And as we progressed through the class, we started to feel their pain. We started to feel their joy.
You didn't have to share everything. You were able to share to the extent that you felt comfortable. And there was no pressure at all on how much you had to share.
It was never a place to say what your spouse was or wasn't doing wrong or right. It was all about yourself and reflection on that. And even though you'd look at things with your spouse, it was never in a negative way. It was just more factual than opinionated.
I feel like before I was 100% against this type of class or even anything close to it. And now I feel like it got us a little closer to, good people, and it got us closer to each other and help us, find a way to work out problems in a positive way.